you guys, I don't want that to be my intro, definitely not. I've never had a YouTube channel before, except that secret YouTube channel I started when I was in university, but...
Link in the comments.
No, this is our YouTube channel. We are two out-of-work artists who have lost our jobs because of coronavirus, and we're trying to just process some of the shit that we are thinking about. The theme of this video is just actual conversations we've had to have lately because of coronavirus. Catchy, I know, but I thought we would start with like the most obvious and pressing topic, which is the poo situation.
Yeah, everyone's talking about that to the point where it feels trite and lame to try and turn it into comedy because we're already behind the curve and there's like 10 videos out going, ha ha, poo in the garden and hose your butt out and stuff like that.
I don't want to go down the path, like, yes, it's basic, but I don't want to go down the path of not touching on the poo thing because I feel like we've had actual, like, I think what is kind of, I don't know, so unusual for me is like that we've actually had practical household meeting conversations where we're like, okay, we're going to get some towels, you're going to bleach them, I have to also be involved in the bleaching process because you don't want to be left. Like, we've kind of like...
I'm not doing the lion's share of cleaning your shit. Is what I was saying. I do a lot of the domestic stuff because I'm a modern man. Yeah, because I'm old enough that I was raised on cloth nappies. I wasn't fed them; they were the nappies my mother used. So to me, it's not weird to have a piece of terry toweling with shit on it. You just dunk down the toilet a couple of times, and then soak in a bowl, a bucket of bleach, and then put through the washing machine. That's
how old were you though? Like, how long was your mum doing that to you that you remember this viscerally enough to describe it to me?
Yeah, and then she's like, "You can wash your own nappies," and I just decided it was easier to wipe my own ass than take on that chore.
Don't you feel like I think that what I can't move past, or I need to move past, is just the surreal nature of having a conversation like that, just so mundane and so practical, of having to like plan out when we inevitably run out of toilet paper, what we will do.
Well, it might not be inevitable. Maybe our beloved government will come through and our socialist premier will drive a van from town to town dispensing bread loaves and government-issued toilet paper. But until we can rely on that, we need to consider the fact that we might not have any at some point.
This is another conversation we had recently of this watching people come online, for lack of better terms, to the idea that this is a thing.
You're getting on board.
Yeah, getting on board. So I feel like we've watched the art sector, the entertainment sector, people who are losing their jobs and creatives and stuff, like all the first to go because we're not important.
The most important people in society, not the entertainers.
Not the entertainers, not the beautiful sad clowns. But yeah, we've watched all of those people very quickly move from this is not a thing, it's racist to believe it's a thing, over into the camp of holy shit, social distancing is like incredibly important. And then there's all like, there are, I mean, you encountered them today, there's just people who are having to do their jobs, who don't necessarily read the news, who don't necessarily, or like keep up with it in a way, or
well, they still don't give a shit.
They think it's just, you know, media blowing it out of proportion. And I think in many ways, like obviously the media does sensationalize things, but at the same time, you just read fact after fact after fact, this shit is happening. And it is bigger than I think anything we've ever really been through. And I think that's what's kind of hard to process. We're so used to being cynical or trying to be critical.
You have the luxury of skepticism.
Skeptical about things
anything
that are going on.
Really.
Yeah. If anything, that's
climate change, the earth being round,
yeah.
Vaccines. You know, when none of these things are going to kill you or interfere with your day-to-day life, you can afford to be skeptical. But I wonder, all the art community seems more or less on board that coronavirus
we've all lost
is a
our
thing.
jobs.
Yes, so I'm wondering if social distancing didn't immediately obliterate everyone's ability to perform in front of a crowd, how many of these artists would be on board and how many of them would still be in the zone of not trusting, oh, the government's just doing this to bring in more draconian laws and stuff like that. Like, I think that's made people get on board. Like me and all my friends are all not doing their shows anymore.
Right, it's so real.
Yes.
But that's that thing, like, I mean, maybe it's human nature, but you almost need to, it's like things need to get bad enough for us to experience it, to take it seriously.
Do you know what I want to talk about before we're done?
What?
Did you see the Imagine All the People video?
Real conversations that we've had this week are, so, the Imagine video. I actually feel like I have to like get up and like.
Did you retch? Were you nauseated?
Honestly, I couldn't fully watch. Like I couldn't.
You had to skip through.
Yeah.
Who are all these assholes? Yeah.
So how many people did that go through of approvals to be like, this is good. This is what people want.
It was, just to clarify what we're talking about, Gal Gadot got a bunch of her celebrity friends who were all in isolation, doing it rough in their mansions, and they all recorded a little bit of a snippet of John Lennon's Imagine.
Right.
And then they chopped it all together for the whole song, and they sent it out into the world. And at no point along the way does it feel like any of them went, is this incredibly tone deaf? Is it, it's like John Lennon in the song says, imagine there's no possessions. And they are the wealthiest celebrities in the world.
Let's not forget, Gal Gadot has like the most amazing accent of all time. Everything she says sounds like it is a fucking statement.
Poignant and valid.
You're like, ooh, say it again, Wonder Woman.
But, artists, it's kind of like your job to engage in the world, and in that capacity, inadvertently or deliberately, you kind of pick up on what's going on in the world. Ideally, or at least within your wheelhouse. So I don't subscribe to the theory that artists don't know shit about stuff. I don't necessarily think that's correct, although I'm sure some artists don't know shit about stuff. I, for example, don't know shit about shit.
Why does it evoke such a feeling of like, like why is it?
My teeth were salty. I think partly there is, at least within our own echo chamber, a bit of a kickback against some of the capitalist practices that helped make the response to this so ham-fisted, response to the virus outbreak in general.
It does feel like
so that's what makes it feel like it's a bad room read.
Yeah, there does seem to be just like a rustling in the reeds where it's like people are almost kind of excited that this could be the end of capitalism.
It's a paradigm shift. Too bad Grandma had to die to get us there, but at least maybe I won't pay rent for a couple of weeks.
Another thing that I've been very conscious of that this has made me realize is like how incompetent I am at essentially everything that means anything for survival. I cannot make plants grow. I cannot make a fire, I don't think, probably. I
don't know how to sew flesh.
Yeah. What do you mean sew flesh? Like...
stitch it up.
I'm sure we could figure that out. Mm. I mean, there's a certain confidence of like, oh, I could definitely like...
do this.
Make a structure out of bamboos. I don't know. Do we have bamboo?
We'll build a lean-to. Yeah, if this place catches fire and we have to flee into the wilderness.
I don't know why we would have to leave our house, but if we did, would I know how to make another house? Like, I'm thinking Castaway.
Could I know how to make another house? Yes, that's it.
But yeah, it has made me so conscious.
What if there's no more dentists? And we're going to do the ice skate thing and smash our teeth.
One thing I have been so just privately processing is I have been flossing my teeth like a fucking fiend because I'm like, if there is no more dentist,
can't get sick, can't go to the dentist, can't get fillings ever again. You'll have to do the string on the door handle and you slam the door and it yanks the whole skull out of your head.
Will there be doors?
Well, we have doors now.
Right. So existing.
And I'm not giving them up. We'll need them to keep the bandits and the looters out.
Oh god.
So in closing, we are ending the third week in isolation. For all you jerks who only started this week, let me tell you, it only gets better the longer you're in isolation.
Woo! You really get to do some cool stuff.
Yeah, and assuming we don't murder each other in the next 7 days, we'll do another. We'll do another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see the response, and if there's nobody, well then
we'll delete everything.
Keep doing it like I do with all my other art and stuff.
That's right. That's the spirit.
Because it's for us, not you.
It's for me and you.
It's for
All right.